Are you fine? A little bit longer. Okay. Thank you. You're welcome.
So we have squash with, is that Himalaya salt on it? Oh, okay.
It has the garlic, it's sea salt, not Himalayan salt. Sorry.
Sea salt and grilled onions.
Yep.
This looks good.
I've never seen healthy.
We're getting ready for the tasting tonight for the Wash My Feet event. Looking good.
The fun fact is the USDA organic. A lot of times things say organic, but they don't have the USDA. USDA means 100% organic. Organic just means 75% organic. So it's just something to keep in mind, how they kind of get you a little bit.
Some other labels. Can you help them out with some other things to look for or not to look for when it comes to labeling?
So my biggest thing is if I can't pronounce it, I'm not going to eat it. Because 10 times out of 100 it's going to be man-made. And a lot of times man-made seasonings are just salt. It's MSG. There's that hexamine gum, which is something that holds foods together, which in our bodies doesn't really break down the proper way. So it comes out a lot in our pores and our skin and stuff like that. Another one you don't want to do is a lot of acidic based seasonings, like the lemon peppers, and how do you put a lemon in a seasoning? Technically it doesn't make sense. So how did you get that like that? So that puts a lot of acid and stuff in your body, and a lot of times it creates acid reflux after you eat it, 2-3 days after you eat it, and then long-term issues as far as your GI tract. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. If you can't pronounce it, I say don't eat it. That's my biggest thing. If I can't pronounce it, I don't need to eat it.
I know when I buy things in the store, I always turn it to the back and I'm looking at, and the kids say, oh, there she goes reading again. We're going to be here forever.
You have to, though.
Next time. No.
Right, you have to read it though. So
when it says 100% natural, does that mean anything?
USDA has to be on it. Because a company can put natural, organic, whatever they want to put on it.
Just because it has something in it that's natural, right? But not all the ingredients are.
Per the FDA, it does not have to have 100% natural or organic just for you to have the word on there.
Right.
So a lot of times you have to be very, very careful. A lot of companies that I use, with my situation, I research the actual company. And I read, because sometimes, for instance, one of the seasoned salts, maybe not that one, this brand, Mr. Magic, his ingredients is spice, salt, garlic, and paprika. In my head, what are spices? I don't know what spices are. Right. So I went to the website and I actually Googled what the spices are, and he has it listed. They do that because they don't want people to completely replicate, to completely do their spices and seasonings. So if you do see spices sometime, you can research it about the company, and most of the time they're pretty good. If not, then don't eat it. Because spices, if you can't pronounce it, don't eat it.
And I remember when I was first starting out on a food journey, and I would see things that would say like natural flavors, and I was like, well, what does that mean? And so does that mean like at times it could be something created in the lab, right?
Yeah, so anything that has flavoring in it is not natural at all. Right. So like our favorite sodas and stuff, how do you condense a lemon? How do you do a strawberry? You can't dry it out. It loses its taste, its sweetness, and everything. So they just replicate that with chemicals, and to make that flavor look or taste like a strawberry. So the flavoring, anything flavored can't be natural. And if it is flavored, if you do dry out a strawberry, it only is going to last you a couple of weeks, right? So how can you put it in a seasoning? It's going to last you a year to 2 years, you know?
Right.
So those kind of things we don't really think about because it's been so tradition, I guess you can say, to American diet. So yeah, don't do natural flavors at all.